On May 6, 2024, Fortune magazine published the article, which was later reposted by the TradingView, saying that Visa reveals that 90% of stablecoin transactions come from bots and big traders. The dashboard designed to isolate transactions made by real people found out that out of approximately 2.2 trillion in total stablecoin transactions in April, only 149 billion have been originated from organic payments activity. This is not the first time when the cryptocurrency space is accused of overstating the trading volumes, but this time the study is coming from Visa itself, and Visa is clearly biased against the cryptocurrency space. So let's dive in and see if this study is true or not. Let's go over Tether. The first three positions of the liquidity are coming from ZEDCEX exchange. To be honest, I'm hearing this exchange for the first time in my life. I checked it out. This exchange is targeting some institutional flow apparently. So maybe this belongs to some hedge funds, asset managers, high net worth individuals, and so on and so forth. Overall volume coming from ZEDCEX exchange against the Tether is at roughly $13 billion. Quite significant. What are the pairs though? The pairs are quite questionable. Oil versus Tether, what's that? BTC ZD20 versus Tether. Apparently ZD20 is some type of token. And BTC USDT. So that's what we have. The remainder is obviously a set of centralized exchanges. We have on the list Bybit, which is quite known, BitTrue, Binance. So we have some that are more or less known, but most exchanges are quite questionable. No offense to this exchange. The situation with Circle is slightly more conservative. Bybit is leading the charts with $470 million of daily volume. We do have some exchanges that we know, that we heard of, such as Binance, such as obviously Bybit once again, such as Jupiter, even Venus. Venus is supposed to be at DEX. We also have Uniswap V3 that has $81 million of trading volume, which is a decentralized trading volume, trading Circle. Finally, DAI, which is supposed to be the most decentralized stablecoin, and what do we see? We see BuyBox, which is at 670 million, which represents 80 to 90% of the entire volume of DAI, which is pretty pathetic, to be honest. And then the remaining Curve, Dodo, Curve, later we also have some Uniswaps here and there, plus Venus, that is responsible for some of the volume. So the overall DEX related volume is maybe at around $30 million on the day, which is much lower than the advertised volume of almost $800 million on the day. So is Visa correct in its statement that the stablecoin volume is significantly overstated? Chances are they are correct. When the volume is going through centralized exchanges, it does not cost anything to transact for that specific exchange. So the exchange can easily wash tail and thus not spend any money, in fact make markets and potentially even earn money on the bid-ask spread. However, when it comes down to certain volume through DEXs, that's where it's very difficult to fake the volume, because you will have to pay not just the gas fee on Ethereum, Avalanche, Binance, or any other network, but you will also have to pay the DEX fee. On Uniswap, for example, it's going to be 0.3%. Thus, the fake volume on DEXs is very hard to fake because it's just super costly. So we see huge overstatement of volume on centralized exchanges and real volume that is, or close to real volume, that is traded on DEXs. And the second question is, why stablecoins are losing its appeal in 2024? And there are multiple reasons. The first reason is regulations. It's much more difficult for me to transact in stablecoins as opposed to transacting through P2P networks such as Venmo, Zelle, or PayPal. I need to report everything. I need to report all the addresses. I need to report all the payment plans. I need to report who is sending me the funds in Circle or Tether or DAI. That's just a pain in the ass. The second reason is stablecoins to begin with have been pretty useless. Back in 2020, while presenting at numerous conferences, we already mentioned, myself and our team, we've been already mentioning the fact that stablecoins are pretty useless. It's a Web 2 play for the most part, outside of DAI. It's a Web 2 play. Tether, Circle, it used to be BUSD, which is no longer in existence. So these stablecoins trying to breach into Web 3 really have to offer Web 3-like solutions, but they're still highly Web 2, and the transactions are also highly Web 2 through centralized exchanges. Finally, the reason that became a lot more relevant in 2020 is inflation. There are not that many ways to protect against inflation in Web3. So if I'm holding stablecoins, can I really earn, let's assume 4 to 5% that I can earn on treasuries in traditional money markets? Can I really do that through lending protocols? Can I really do this through DeFi protocols? Of course, when looking at yields on, say, Uniswap, trying to be a liquidity pair, you'll see certain high yields. Let's assume a DAI ETH pair used to be producing around 40 to 50% APY. However, that APY is not guaranteed. That APY changes every single day. It's annualized APY, it's annualized yield, and you're not going to necessarily earn that APY. 50% of liquidity providers on Uniswap earn money, and 50% of liquidity providers lose money. So that's still a supply and demand type of auction model. It's the return is not guaranteed. However, in money markets, I can easily earn 5% in a guaranteed fashion. So the ways to protect against inflation are very much limited in Web3 at the moment, and that's a problem. So what should we do as a Web3 community? As a Web3 community, we should be designing and working on certain solutions that can generate sustainable high yields to protect against inflation in order to maintain the existence of stablecoins on chain. This is the lesson, and this is the path for us to move forward. If you want to bridge from Web3 utopia to Web3 reality and reclaim your rights of privacy, financial autonomy, and ownership, join the Ghost ecosystem by visiting chain.ghostchain.io. You can find all the necessary links in the video description below.